Good afternoon. My group is made up Cristina Pineda, Sergio Flores, Alexandra Arciniegas, and I, Daisy Garrido. Our topic is participation mechanics and free trade agreements. Colombians have several mechanisms for citizen participation, which give the option of the exercising the right to participate in political power. Among the participation mechanisms are the plebiscite, the referendum, the popular consultation, the open council, the legislative initiative, and the revocation of the mandate. Because Colombia is a democratic country in which it is sounds that the citizens are the one who decide the course that the country takes. In different action, police and general decision, the Colombian political constitution established in Article 14 that every citizen has right to participate in the formation, exercise, and control of politician power. The Open Council. It is the public meeting of the district, municipal, or local administrative boards, in which the inhabitants can participate directly in order to discuss matters of interest to the community. A number not less than 5 per thousand of the electoral census of the multiplicated district, locality, commune, or corregimiento. As the case may be, might submit to the secretary of the respective corporation the reason request for a matter to be discussed in an open town hall with no less than 15 days prior to the start date of the session. Any matters of interest to the community might be the subject of the open town hall. Revocation of the mandate. This mechanism of citizens' participation consists of the political right that all Colombians have by means of which they determine the mandates that they have conferred on a governor or a mayor. A group of citizens in a number no less than 40% of the votes obtained by the governor of the more, as the case may be, requires that the nation register of civil statute convened about to revoke the official mandate through a form of signature that also contains the reason that support the revocation. The National Register of Civil Status proceeds to carry out the review of the signature, and if this meets the required law showed is proceed to call a vote of the revocation. Referendum. It is the call that is made to people to approve or reject a project of legal norm on repeal or not a norm already in force. The approving referendum. It is the summit of a draft legislative act or law to the consideration of the people so as that they decide whether to approve or reject it, totally or participatively. The repeal referendum consists of the submission of an order that was approved by Congress, the Department Assembly of the Municipal Council, for consideration by the people so that they can decide whether to repeal the respective law, ordinance, or agreement.
Plebiscite. The plebiscite is the pronouncement of the people called by the President of the Republic through with the support of reject a certain decision of the executive. In a plebiscite, only those policies that do not require the prior approval of the Congress of the Republic can be put to a vote, with the exception of those related to status of emergency and exercise of the corresponding powers. Likewise, the election for a plebiscite cannot coincide with another election. The Constitution states that popular consultations on issues of national importance will be subject to being convened by the Congress of the Union at the request of the President of the Republic, the equivalent of 33% of the members of any of the chambers of the Congress of the Union. Citizens of member equivalent to at least 2% of those registered on the nominal list of voters, when the total participation corresponds to a less than 14%. of the citizens registered in the nominal list of voters. The result will be binding the federal executive and legislative powers and the competent authorities. Legislative Popular Initiative. In accordance with Article 10 of the Law on Participation Mechanisms, to be a request for a referendum, it is necessary to be a practicing citizen and have the support of 5,000 of the citizens registered in the respective electoral census. Subsequently, the legislative initiative must be registered with must also be supported with signatures equivalent to the 5% of the electoral census, with the be reviewing be the registrar's office and once the threshold is passed these days participation mechanisms will proceed to be studied by the competent corporation of the subject which will define whether it is approved or not.
Okay, the Free Trade Agreement Colombia and United States. This treaty entered into force on May 12, 2012, with President Juan Manuel Santos and Barack Obama. Objectives: eliminate barriers that affect or reduce trade between the areas that sign the treaty, promote conditions for the competition, increasing investment opportunities, provide adequate protection of intellectual property rights. Benefits: the free trade agreement guarantees greater access for the Colombian productive apparatus to the acquisition of capital goods, fundamentally machinery and equipment imported from the United States due to the immediate elimination of the vast majority of tariffs. Opportunity for the country and different productive sectors. Colombia has opportunity in the agricultural and manufacturing sector because of the use import basket 74 is related to manufacturing, 6.7% to agriculture, and 14 to oil and mining using. Disadvantage: this free trade agreement with the United States has not provided Colombia with the expected economic benefits. On the contrary, it has meant a setback in a commercial matters, which allows us to infer that if the companies in Colombia do not improve in productivity and efficiency, they will not be able to compete in international markets. And finally, free trade agreement Canada and Colombia. Objectives: its objective of create a space free of restriction in search of the continued economic growth and development of signatory countries. The free trade agreement with Canada comprises the independent agreement which are related to each other. Benefits: in the first 2 years of the trade agreement, in addition to registering the entry of 124 new products to market, significant growth rates are also observed in highly employment generating sectors such as flowers, clothing, and leather manufacturing, among others. Opportunities for the country and different productive sectors. With the treaty in the final stretch, ProColombia took on the task of identifying where the opportunities are for the Colombian entrepreneurs today. There is already a clear list of the sectors to which they should aim. In this sense, it was found that the sectors of oils and fats, seafood, preserved and processed sugar, non-alcoholic beverage, cocoa, cigarettes, confectionery, flowers, fresh fruits, concentrate proteins, bakery products, and fresh vegetables make up the first opportunity package.
Free trade agreement with the European Union. The trade agreement with the European Union defines clear and predictable rules of the game in terms of trade in goods, services, and investment flows. This will allow greater economic growth and the generation of style and well-paid jobs by taking advantage of one of the largest and most dynamic markets in the world, in which our competitors have or will soon have preferential access. Our companies and consumers will also benefit from the gradual elimination of tariffs in Colombia for the import of raw materials, inputs, intermediary goods, as well as finally consumer goods. The main advantage obtained with this agreement are to have new and greater market opportunities, to be able to establish new links in the production and supply chains, have the possibility of establishing productive and commercial alliances, have more clients and more consumers, being able to offer better conditions to attract investors, and of course provide Colombian consumers with more options for their purchase at better prices. The main economic sectors are ladies' goods, confectionery, clothing, cocoa and its derivatives, and composite products. Free trade agreement with Israel. Negotiation with Israel began in March 2012. This is the first negotiation with a country from the Middle East and Colombia, which seeks to increase trade and investing flows, promote bilateral economic cooperation, eliminate non-tariff barriers, and promote diplomatic relations. The FTA with Israel will allow preferential access to this market and the consequent increase in trade as a result of reduction of transaction costs and the improvement of custom procedures. Likewise, the FTA with Israel will promote the expansion of bilateral investment flow and the creation of the business. It is an agreement that includes clear, stable, and transparent rules, being especially important in terms of training in beds. Since 2002, Israel cumulated investment in Colombia have reached $57 million, concentrated mainly in the transportation, agriculture, and trade sectors. In goods, the negotiation opens commercial opportunities mainly for the export of agricultural and agroindustrial products. For Colombia exports, this market represents about $360 million annually, of which 8% correspond to non-mining energy goods. This agreement facilitates cooperation in areas such as the technical development of agriculture, telecommunications, public health, innovation, biotechnology, and the development of environmental technologies. Israel is one of the innovative and dynamic economies in the Middle East that has stood out for its technological development in telecommunication, information technologies, weather, environment, electronics, and life science. The most important products from Israel during the first 3 months of 2020 reached as $21 million, standing out among them machinery, optical devices, chemicals, plastic resins, fiber and yarns, weapons, paints, fertilizers, and agrochemicals. Thank you for your attention.